So prior preparation is the key to a successful building project. And on this particular one I'm on now, it is definitely the case. So we're currently standing in the ensuite bathroom of the CLT panel project that we're doing up at Moffat Beach. So all the CLT panels are being supplied by XLAM. And there has been an incredible amount of time, not just put in by myself, but the entire team on this project, especially the architect, and lots of backwards and forwards to get to the point where we're at now, where we're under construction. And a lot of that is, like, a lot of people don't understand what actually goes on behind the scenes. And we have an incredibly successful process called the PAC process. So I get paid as a consultant through the building, the early stages, doing all the building design. And the reason for that is I go to all the design meetings, and I love to put input into what's going on and getting my head around the job, so that I can solve issues and make sure we don't have variations or delays when it comes time to do the construction. And I wanted to give you a really good example of that here. So in front of me here, we've got all the pipe work. So we're currently at the stage on the job where we're doing all the rough-ins. So the rough-ins are where we're actually running all the services. So the plumbing, electrical, air conditioning, security, intercom, camera wiring, heating, cooling, and anything to do with a service to the house. That's what gets done during the rough-in stage. And when you get to a job like this, it's important on all jobs, but being a CLT panel house, the walls are all solid timber. The walls, the floors, the roof, everything. So the house has to be designed with cavities that allow all those services to be run. So on this particular job, we've actually built a full subfloor where we can run all the services in the floor. We've got a huge 80mm deep insulation panel on the roof, which has allowed us to run services over the top of the house. And then in the wet areas, we've packed these walls out with timber framing to allow us to get all our pipe work for our toilets, showers, vanities, and all those types of things. But there's a lot of, like, literally hundreds and hundreds of hours that has gone into this project by the architect, by myself, by our suppliers, to make sure everything can actually work when it gets to this stage. And even with all the work, the hundreds of hours we've put in, this week has still been a lot of work on site just to make sure it all comes together in reality on site. So what we've got here, we've got wall hung basins, really large ones on this project. So they're all supported by this framework that we've built. We've then got a niche that sits above the basin, and then above that we've got a shaving cabinet that's recessed into the wall. So there's a huge amount of detail. All of our framings, like on this particular one wall here, we've literally got 4 different thicknesses of wall framing. We've then got structural parts of the wall to hold the vanities when they get screwed to the wall. And then we've got to put things in position, like especially for our in-wall toilet system. So because this house has got windows in certain positions, in-wall toilet systems have to be recessed into the wall. That limits where we can position the toilet. So the set out is absolutely crucial to make sure that things like toilets are in the centers of their space, the wall hung basins are in the center or in the locations they need to be, the floor wastes in the showers are in the center, the position for your mixers on the wall to turn your showers on is all set out perfectly. And these are all things that so many people don't put any thought into. And something like a shower mixer or a bath mixer, if you put a lot of thought into that and you actually position it so you walk into your shower space and you can reach the mixer quite comfortably, but you can also put your hand under the hot water and feel the temperature, especially if you're adjusting it for a young child or something like that. You don't want your mixer to be up and underneath the shower head, so you've got to try and squeeze around the water when you're turning it on. You end up freezing cold in winter, or you get burnt because the water's too hot. So there's a lot to be considered, and all that comes back to making sure that when we finish our jobs for our clients, they're a comfortable, beautiful, really awesome home to live in, and it makes you feel like it is a home. It's not just a house, like it's a home, and it suits you and you're comfortable living in it. So lots and lots of behind the scenes stuff goes on to make sure a house like this, especially one of this quality, comes together. But on all of our DPS Constructions projects, it's all about the documentation and the detail. And again, it's why our pack process is incredibly valuable. And look, the fee that we charge for our pack process, we save our clients that fee 10 times throughout our jobs because of the input we're able to put in. And at the end of the day, the more input and the more meetings we go to, the better the outcome we can get for our clients. So if you're out there and you're thinking about building or renovating, look, check it out, the pack process. My other business, Live Life Build, we actually have pack process trained builders. We are teaching builders right across Australia and New Zealand now how to use the pack process to make sure that all clients across Australia and New Zealand end up with incredible homes.